under. Because if we don't, we get misinformation, and we get lies, and we get hyperbole and exaggeration. So if I can sum this up in one word, I believe in a woman's right to privacy as recognized by our courts, and the right for them to discuss these matters in consultation with their medical professionals. That's not my right to jump in and make those difficult decisions on behalf of anybody. That's a very personal thing that's a lot more complicated than just saying, oh, they're lazy, they had an abortion, or they're selfish, or they're murderers. If anyone really believed that, don't you think there really would be a different reaction? We've had people who really treated it as such a crime, and they took extreme action, and our society was repulsed by it. So, in short, I will support a woman's right to choose. I've said it over and over again. Thunder killed the video? Really? Peter Drumstow's watching. Hey, Peter, how are you? Any questions from the people watching? We have a pretty big group. Oh, the broadcast is interrupted. Wow. It's good. No, it's good. We're good? We're back. All right, any other questions from anybody tonight? Excuse me. Sorry, I should have covered my face. Looks like we're good. Jacob's pro-abortion comment at the debate was disgusting. I agree 100%, Jane. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. Tennessee is about to have them and the ACLU kick their butts in court. Is that right, Christopher? I didn't know that. Video's frozen. Yeah, we're trying to fix it. I think we're back. No, it says broadcast interrupted on my phone.
There's a different video in my feed.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it's a new video.
Yeah, the full screen restarted then.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Sorry. Now we're back. Would you put an end to corporate buyouts? Gabe, I think you've asked me that before. I'm not sure what you mean. I mean, corporate buyouts, I'm not sure what that means. Tell me.
Payouts.
Corporate buyout. Payouts?
Like giving money to the airlines or for people that need it most, or, right?
I don't know, Gabe. Tell me what you mean by that.
Bailouts.
Bailouts, you mean? Yes. I don't want corporate bailouts. I mean, in principle, I'm against corporate bailouts. Yes. Any other questions today, guys? Bless you. What did he say? What did who say? Polly? I'm not really following this. What do you mean? William Fine is watching. William, thank you. Amber Hill. Amber, where you been?
Yeah, it's hard to come in.
Amber, come in if you can. We want to see you. We missed you. We need you. We're in the final stretch here. We need your help. Oh, I sneezed and I broke the whole machine. I don't know about that. Jane Moslow, how are you, Jane? So let me give you some words of encouragement before I close up for tonight. We only have a short period of time left. And I know so many thousands of hours have gone into this. How many phone call hours have we done, you think?
We made 70,000.
What?
70,000 phone calls.
Wow. How many thousands of hours have been spent, you think, guys?
Depends on who's dialing.
Calls by 30 an hour.
We dialed through COVID. We raised hundreds of thousands of dollars with very little outside help. And a lot of that goes to Nicole Hushler. I got to say, Nicole Hushler, and I sound like
I love that you say my name in such like I'm French or something.
like what Nicole Hushler, in a period of extreme difficulty, was able to help us fundraise and keep this boat afloat. So, guys, round of applause for Nicole, please. She hates it. But hey, it was hard, guys. It was really hard in those early days of COVID. That was almost impossible. And last year, when people had forgotten about NY27, it was almost impossible. Austin, Hunter, I tell you guys every night, you're doing a great job. We're almost there. Come in for a second, Austin and Hunter. You don't look good? It's okay. You don't have to.
Got my letter carrier's hat on.
Here's
How'd you
Austin.
get a hat?
Hey everybody.
Here's
Oh,
Hunter.
we got a squat. It's weird.
These two young men are killing themselves making calls. You want to come on, Sam? Come say hi, Sam. Come on, Sam. You please.
Wants to come. Here she
Got
comes.
no choice.
Come on in, Sam. Sam is also part of this
You
team.
would have just said, come on, Sam, fizzle to death.
Everyone say, hey, got any questions for these guys while they're on here?
Boy, feels like a lineup.
Uh-oh.
More than anything.
Uh-oh. Well, nope, no questions, guys. Well, there they are, the whole crew.
The whole crew.
Wait, Rachel Knight. Rachel Knight, I'm sorry I didn't go to cardiology today. I got some questions. Oh, Amber says, my boys, Hunter Siegel and Austin Morgan. What about your girl? You got your girl.
Amber always leaves me out.
We're on a delay.
Eileen Ann gives you guys a round of applause. Yay, Austin and Hunter. Give Sam a round of applause too.
To Sam.
Amber said, how are you so beautiful, Sam?
Oh, Samantha, she said, how are you so beautiful? Sorry, you already heard that.
Yeah.
You can't hear it enough.
Guys, how are you feeling right now? Tell me, honestly.
I feel great.
Feel good.
Well, dividing calls by, or hours by calls, it looks like about 2,000 hours of calls have gone into this campaign so far.
2,000 hours of
Yep.
calls alone,
We
plus
got 72
texting.
more hours and we're going to fill them up.
72 hours, we're going to fill them up to the top. You're right. It looks like I have like 3 little angels behind me or something. They don't look like real people because the...
Decent comparison.
Great mustache, someone said. Please do not...
Take that, Mom.
Please do not encourage him. Even his girlfriend says don't encourage
I
him.
mean, it looks better than it did one
Who is in charge of signs at polling places? I would guess that would be Austin?
It's both.
One of us.
It's both of these two. Jane, don't get mad about it because I'll tell you right now, every time we get them put up, someone takes them down.
Yeah.
We're doing our best to keep them up. You're trying, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Doing our best.
we're spending too much money on signs because they
Legally-
disappear.
Legally, people can remove them from public locations.
And like
so-
Nate said, it's playing whack-a-mole.
Yeah.
Hunter is a throwback to the 70s. I think he's like more like 1930s, like a dastardly villain in like a
Carnival
black and
Barker.
white carnival. Yeah, yeah. Donna Ann is watching. Look, you guys can go away if you need to.
Thank you.
We can go away. Bye, guys.
See ya, see ya, see ya, see ya. By the way, you're going to see more of them on Election Day. We're going to be doing this all day. Oh, Jane Cass says you're the Marlboro man.
I'll take that.
Wow.
I prefer to be Campbell Joe or Joe Campbell. But
If anybody out there can donate, by the way, I got to keep asking to donate. We're going to have to pay for lawyers. And we're not giving up. We're going all the way to November no matter what. Hopefully, if we win on Tuesday, there'll be a surge of fundraising. We're hoping because we'll have a huge upset. But regardless, we're going to fight. Why? Look at, if I tell you in my heart of hearts what I want to do, is I want to go on a long, long vacation with my children and just be dad and just hang out with my kids and swim and throw a football. But the reason why I've done this so hard for so long is I believe in Western New York. Now, we'll have to see if Western New York believes in me. But I believe in Western New York and I care about it. And I'll fight for it. And I also believe in America. And America's at a turning point, right? If Trump wins again, this is not just political talk. Where do we go from here? I mean, did you see the revelations out of that John Bolton book? He asked President Xi for help with the election. He said he approved of him building concentration camps. He quipped with his staff about executing the media. Now, that's crazy. That's never happened in our country's history. I was in the debate today with those other people, and they all seemed to think that Andrew Cuomo was the biggest threat to humanity. And I was just thinking, why are you guys so willing to beat up Andrew Cuomo, and you're not willing to say anything about Donald Trump? Anything at all? I mean, this is a very bizarre situation. We have to win, so I'm not going to give up, and I don't need you guys to give up either. If you could, Kara wants to know where the link is to the debate. Kara, it's going to be up on Monday on their show. They said they were going to let us live stream, and they changed their mind. So you're going to have to wait until Monday. I know it's late. I wish it seemed a little strange to me, but yeah, he cheered on Muslim concentration camps. It's crazy. Andrea, how are you? Any donations from you guys tonight would help, even a small amount to help us get us to our goals. We want to reach that $5,000 amount, and we're still, $1,000 shy. So if you can even donate a few bucks, it would help us out greatly. 20 bucks, even 20 bucks would help. We can never stop fighting ever, ever. He's a monster. Yes, we can never stop fighting. I agree. But eventually, I will stop fighting, at least as a candidate, because I can't do it forever. But hopefully we win this year. I really hope so. I pray every night that we have better leadership in this country, and I pray that if I'm chosen to do that, that I'll be able to do it in a way that's humble and that fulfills the needs of this country. But I am really worried about the future of America, and I think we should all be very worried. Where is the DCCC? Probably the most important race and nothing.
They're doing a digital line. Not enough.
I don't know, they're doing something. I don't know what they're doing. They sent out some pictures with Andrew Cuomo's face on them. I don't know what that was about. I don't know. What can I say? It's all lip service. Some of my team is a little bit more supportive than I am. I think it's ridiculous. I think that the amount of money they're given and the amount of money they have in their coffers not to even pay attention to this race for 2.5 years straight, when I have to take huge punches in the face from people like the Trump family and Steve Bannon, I'm not happy with the Democratic Party. Sorry. I'm a proud Democrat, but I think they need better leadership. And I think this type of leadership, where we're left alone fighting these difficult battles, it's wrong. And if we win, one of my first meetings will be with them. And I'll say to them, look you got to fix this. Because you can't dump millions of dollars into races you're going to win anyway and ignore races like this. This is why we got in this trouble in the first place in this country. So I've never been happy with them, and I'm still not happy with them. How did you feel the debate went? I feel we won the debate. I feel that they wanted to talk about Andrew Cuomo, and I was willing to talk about the issues that face America. But as I said earlier, the one thing that I was impressed by was when I talked about climate change, Beth Parlato said she believes in climate change. She was the only one on the stage that would say that directly, besides myself. And I was proud to see that, because most Republicans won't say it. And she said it very, very clearly. All of them, however, answered questions a lot more clearly than Chris Jacobs did. And I mean, it's not even close. Torrin, you were there. Your thoughts?
Summed it up pretty well. It did. Singular focus, and not on the issues that people actually care about.
Yeah, they had a singular focus on attacking government and Andrew Cuomo, but refusing to attack the Trump government. It was crazy. They want to attack the federal government, but not Trump. I didn't understand it at all. Well, you'll see the debate. You'll see it Monday. I hope you guys watch it. Lynn said, wait, this is a good question you guys might like. How many cowboy shirts do you have? How dare you, Lynn?
They're Metro Farmer.
They're not cowboy shirts. They're,
Metro Farmer.
well, I got a few, Lynn, but they all look pretty much the same. That's why they won't air it this weekend. About the New York Times interview, I don't know. I'm hoping the New York Times interview is on tomorrow. I think they're going to be more objective than the Buffalo News. I'm hoping they will be. I mean, I thought Jerry Zaremski, he's a very good reporter and a very smart man. I'm not going to bash Jerry Zaremski the way I bash some of the other people at the news, but even his piece I thought was apologist in tone. I mean, it started off, it had a great opening line. Can someone look that up? Can anybody look that up real quick? Anybody got access to that?
Right in front of me, I think. What are you looking?
His opening line in the article he wrote about Jacobs. The opening line was like Shakespeare. I thought, this guy's gonna.
Say you want an evolution?
You say you want an evolution.
Well, State Senator Chris Jacobs of Buffalo
Well, you know State Senator Chris Jacobs of Buffalo.
Briefly a Democrat.
Briefly a Democrat.
Formerly pro-choice and largely silent about Donald Trump.
Formerly pro-choice and largely silent about Donald Trump.
Is running for Congress as an always Trumper.
Is running for Congress as an always Trumper. Can you text that to me?
Mhm.
I mean, that should be damning in and of itself. You say you want an evolution. I mean, guy who wouldn't say his name is now an always Trumper, and you guys are gonna fall for it. I mean, seriously, you're gonna fall for that? Nate, do you have a sleeveless cowboy shirt?
Who has that? Who
Rip the
has
sleeves off.
for the right donation?
Well, no, but I have a sleeveless shirt I was wearing earlier, and I was told to take off because it was so hot in here, and I put this on. So sorry, it's so offensive.
I don't think that's it.
Hey, Rachel Knight, any relation to Peter Knight? I don't know. Rachel, are you relation to Peter Knight? I don't know. I think I love Mary. Good, Polly. That's good. Good. Listen, I'm going to wrap it up because I'm tired. That's the update for today. Any other things we should add to this?
VoteMcMurray.com/early vote.
VoteMcMurray.com/early vote. 2 more days. Do not miss on this opportunity to switch this district. Do not be discouraged. I learned a hard way, that you lose, you give up early, you're done. You got to fight to the end. Should I give them the finishers wanted speech?
Do it.
So I always tell my team, I learned this as a kid myself. I learned this in church. Anybody can start something, right? Anybody. Anybody can say, hey, I want to start playing piano. I want to learn to play the cello. I want to, golf. Anybody can be a starter. But only the select few, the elite, can be the finisher. Because finishing is the hardest part. And in stores, by the way, I didn't come up with this idea. I adopted it. I learned it as a child. So if you look at like stores where they do fine work, they have signs that say finishers wanted. We want people to come in. Anybody can cut the wood or make a blunt design, but who can make a fine crafted piece of furniture? Who can finish it? Who can make it look beautiful? And I always believe that finishing is the most important part of something, finishing strong. It's the hardest part because you're out of gas. And to finish strong is the difference between victory and loss. And if you finish strong, it's a victory anyway. Listen, this campaign has already been a great victory. The fact that we had them spend this much money on this race, that should be an easy win for them, that's a victory. The fact that we have pulled away the attention of the Trump family to this race, that's a victory. The fact that so many of you have my sign, and you know what my sign represents at this point, it represents progressive values in the heart of NY27. You have those signs proudly. That's a victory. The fact that we have so many new committees, that's a victory. The fact that so many people are willing to speak truth to power and say no, that's a victory. The fact that we have Black Lives Matters protest tomorrow at 3 in Warsaw, New York, that's a victory. So we've already had lots of victories. But to get that final push, we need finishers. We need you to be making phone calls, donating to the campaign, putting the signs up. We need finishers. So I'm going to ask you, will you be a finisher? Let me ask you guys, will you be a finisher?
Hell yes. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nate.
There's such finishers, they're already on the phones. They're still calling. Torrin, are you a finisher? God bless you, you're a finisher. You're a starter and a finisher. Yes, you are. All right, my friends. Finishers wanted. Don't forget it. Let's finish this strong. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Happy Juneteenth.
Oh, yeah, wait. I got to say something. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you had a good post.
Juneteenth should be a national holiday. The stain of racism in this country, let's just back it up. And if I say something that is insensitive or not delicate, I apologize, but I'm going to speak from my heart. The fact that in this country, a huge portion of our fellow citizens, our brothers and sisters, their ancestors did not choose to come here. They were dragged here. They were caged and brought here. And we don't even talk about the true cruelty of slavery in this country. You know, I spent a lot of time in New Orleans. I had some business dealings in New Orleans. I spent a lot of time in New Orleans. And they can show you, if you do a tour of the slave trade in New Orleans, it's shocking. They have parts of the town, you can almost feel a haunted presence from the evil that was committed there because of the terrible things that happened. Many people in our country were brought here in chains, not 1,000 years ago, a few generations ago. And today we live in a country of apartheid. And I know that word is not comfortable for people. We don't even want to use the word systematic racism. But how else do you describe a country where so many of us have to live apart from the rest of us, in communities where the value of the property is less, where crime is higher, where they are unwelcomed in other parts of our society or looked at with disrespect or with fear? It's wrong. We are so far from fixing this problem. A lot of white folks, like me, believed, hey, Barack Obama's the president. We're such an advanced country. We elected a president, and we only 13% of the population is African American, and we elected an African American president, which was a great thing. And he was a great president. Not perfect, but a very good president. A president many of us miss. But if you think there's no racism in this country, you're wrong. We live in a country where police brutality is not only frequent, it is sanctioned by our laws with selective immunity, where you can deny the rights of your fellow citizens and be immune from prosecution. I talked about the petty stuff in NY27 earlier. Forget that stuff. Talk about what's happening in this country. We're seeing live executions where men are being killed in the streets, lynched in the streets, still in 2020. So I believe that we have an opportunity here, and if President Trump is not the president, we will be able to do so, which is to fight against racism in this country. And I think making Juneteenth a public holiday, and also, yes, Sam, if you don't mind, it's not my right to talk about this issue, but I'm going to say it. We should also recognize the discrimination against the Native American peoples. And it's something my good friend Sam Nephew has written books about and cares about deeply. And she's affected me profoundly talking to her about it. And, it's something we have to fix, because the pain from those experiences in our history is not just now, it's lingering from the past. And if we don't ever address that past, frankly and brutally, and look at what we really did as a country, we're never going to be able to overcome it. Let me give you an example of something I've read about that we don't talk about in our history books. There's parts of our country where African American slaves were required to wear dog masks, animal masks, where hooks were placed in people's nose like cattle. That's the brutality of slavery. It wasn't some ideal situation where you had people working and singing in the fields. To keep men and women in those circumstances of repeated sexual abuse and repeated just violation of their human dignity, they had to find ways to treat them as less than human. And that's what our country had happened. We fought a war over it. And it seems like we still haven't solved that war yet. So yes, I believe Juneteenth should be a national holiday with the rights. I believe that we should remove qualified immunity so that people can take accountability or make those who abuse them accountable for human rights violations in this country. And I believe we have to look hard at mass incarceration in this country. So those are the things I care about deeply. Think about the fact that so many of our brothers and sisters are in jail right now for petty crimes when Chris Collins stole hundreds of thousands of dollars. Think about the fact that George Floyd died. He was executed for stealing $20 or passing a $20 bill for cigarettes when Chris Collins is still not in jail and was elected to Congress. And you don't think there's a white privilege. I do. I recognize that. And I've been in many corporate boardrooms. You think it's just the fact that those white guys, including myself, are just better than everybody else? That's the only ones that are in the room? Come on. We have to be serious about this in this country. And I know that I have privilege myself, and I will use that privilege, like anyone that's also in a state of privilege, to help my fellow brothers and sisters. And we should do that's what our country needs. So let's unify. I'll be out there tomorrow in Warsaw. Promise to be there with you folks in Warsaw. I care about this country, and I care about fixing the problems that we face, and that it means being blunt about the issues of racial discrimination. And if you're a young kid out there watching this, you're probably not, but if you are, I'm not sure who's out there watching, take hope, okay? Because more people than you think are with you. And be vocal. The more vocal you are, the more likelihood we can change things. And even if it's not easy, even if you're going to lose a race, or even if you're going to get made fun of or attacked, that's how change happens. And we need more people involved in the process. And I'll have your back, and the people in this room will have your back, and we'll make this country a better country. So those are my words on Juneteenth. And if I go to Washington, we'll make sure this is a national holiday. Good night. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it.